All right, today I want to take a minute and talk about my experience with the Gossamer Gear Kumo Ultralight backpack. It's the backpack that I've been using for quite a while now. I switched from the 60-liter Gossamer Gear Mariposa to this backpack mainly because I just wasn't filling up the 60-liter volume. I really wasn't even coming close, so the pack wasn't riding as it should. The Mariposa is a great backpack, but I just needed to downsize. So that's when I decided to pick up the Kumo. The Kumo is a frameless pack. It is 36 liters of total volume. I believe the actual pack body itself, the inside, is 28 liters. If you want to see the exact specs on the volume of every pocket and weights and all that, you can go on Gossamer Gear's website and find all of that information. The Mariposa only comes in one size, and there are two separate loops, webbing loops, where you can adjust for different torso height. I'm 6'2" and about 180 pounds, and I'm 6'2", 180 pounds, and it works well for me. I think anyone over 6'2", anyone bigger than me, they're probably going to struggle with the pack as far as the torso fitting. Now, smaller folks definitely can use the pack. My wife carries the pack. She's 5'7". My son also uses the same Kumo, and he's 14 years old. You know, he's like this tall. I don't know his exact height, but it works really well for him as well. The pack is pretty loaded with features, especially for the price. The Kumo comes in around $160, which is crazy for what you get. The pack is made out of aerobic nylon, so it's super durable. Sheds water pretty well. It doesn't soak up a lot of water, so I don't use a pack cover when it gets wet. I don't notice any drastic change in weight or anything like that. The water bottle pockets do have drain holes, so it doesn't collect any water. I carry the pack up to 20 pounds without a hip belt comfortably, no problem. It has nice wide shoulder straps. They're nice and firm and thick, so they don't start to fold over and kind of dig into your shoulders. They work great. Definitely comfortable up to 20 pounds. Anything over that, there is a detachable hip belt. They call it the fast belt. Detaches right here by these clips, comes off and on, super easy. Pocket on each side with stretchy mesh. They are much bigger than they look. You can put quite a bit of food, a large smartphone, quite a bit of stuff in the pockets. And this hip belt alone weighs about 2.5 ounces. So I think, and like I said, you'll have to check the website for exact weights, but I feel like the pack with the belt as it comes is around 22 ounces. Without the fast belt or the hip belt, and trimming some things off and taking a few of the cord pieces off, I think my pack still weighs around 17 ounces, something like that, that's pretty light, especially for a 36-liter pack. So let's get into some of the features. It does have pockets on either side of the shoulder straps. This is a 700 milliliter bottle. Fits in there no problem. It's not sticking up so high that it's in your face or anything like that, so that works great. I usually keep all of my snacks and everything throughout the day. I'll just cram this thing full, mostly bars, candy, things like that. As I eat it throughout the day, I'll take the wrappers, take the bottle out, shove my wrappers into this side, and then shove it all down with the bottle, and that way I don't lose any trash, and I can keep up with everything. At the end of the day, all I have to do is empty one pocket and all my trash is out. It does have a sternum strap with a whistle. The sternum strap slides up and down, so you can adjust it however you want. It's very comfortable. pull this thing off. Handle here to grab. You got 2 D-rings on the top. You want to lash something onto the top. You got a zipper pocket on the lid here. I find this pocket to be not super useful because once the pack is full, it is kind of tight and shallow, but for maps and maybe a little bit of additional food, it works okay. It is a fold over lid, 2 buckles here, 2 more D-rings, and then it does come with compression cord back and forth on the sides. I removed it because I don't really have a need for it and just left one stretchy cord here so I can put my trekking pole into the pocket and bungee it on the side if I need to, if I'm not using them. I do use trekking poles for my shelter, so typically I have at least 1 pole with me even if I'm not using them to hike. 1 liter water bottles. Easily put 2 in the side pocket, no problem. I've got my rain skirt in here as well to get to it easily while I walk. Now you're going to see this mesh on the front here. This backpack does not come with this pad. This is actually an 8 sections of Z-Lite, which is what I sleep on in the summer. This is my summer kit that's in the backpack right now, and it fits in there pretty easily. There's still room, but I probably would not put anything thicker than this. So it comes with what they call the Sit-Lite pad. Weighs about 2 ounces. It's an egg crate design to give a little bit of airflow, although I find that it's not that effective. Any pack that's going to ride against your back it's going to make you sweat. So you just have to get past that. But super comfortable, and this is pretty versatile to be able to carry your pad like that. Obviously you can put it underneath the lid here, just fold this over and clip it and it'll ride here, no problem. That works just fine as well. In the colder parts of the year I use the pad that comes with the backpack, and then I use an inflatable which I store inside the pack. So let's pop this thing open. Does have a very tall extension collar, so you can get quite a bit of food. You can fit a bear canister inside of this pack. I've used the BV 450 from Bear Vault, no problem, and I still had maybe 3 or 4 inches on the side to pack down some more items next to it. Definitely want to use your puffy or a fleece or something and pack that around the bear can on the sides and a little bit in front so that you don't get a lot of barreling here and where it's pushing out into your back. But I didn't find that to be an issue. I could push it down and pack some things around it. It was no problem whatsoever. So let's see. This pocket here is probably the best feature of this pack. It's super stretchy and you can put a ridiculous amount of items in here. So for me, I just keep the things that I want to get to throughout the day. So if I'm going to have a little bit of extra food, that's going to be in there. I keep a small bitty bag in here. I keep my poop trail, my little cut-off water bottle in case I need to dip water for filtering. But yeah, it's super stretchy. You can get a ton of stuff in here, get to it throughout the day. I've heard that some people are able to reach around with the pack on and get into this pocket. I'm not that flexible. There's no way that I could do that. So that is basically the features of the Kumo. I don't think I'm leaving anything out, but talking about reaching around the pack, that does bring me to a couple of the things that I'm not so fond of, and there's not many. So number one issue that I've had, let's pull this rain skirt out of the way, put this thing back on. The number one issue that I've had is that I really like to be able to access my water while I walk. I definitely do not want to take my pack off while I'm walking. And obviously I can reach the pocket here, I can get to the water, but what I loved about my Mariposa is I could easily just reach back and grab, I mean, I could take water bottles, snacks, I could have anything in there and easily grab it in and out. Now this pack, and maybe it's because I'm 6'2", I'm not sure, but the way that it rides, I just cannot, well I can, but it's a struggle to get in and out of that pocket. I mean, it's not comfortable. It's doable, definitely not comfortable. So that is my number one complaint with the pack. It's not a huge thing because I'm able to keep 700 milliliters of water right here, and then I can just refill throughout the day. So I was able to make it work, and I certainly wouldn't not go for this pack because of that. Another thing that's kind of a drawback to the pack is the fact that Gossamer Gear's backpacks are not made in the United States. I believe they're made in Vietnam, which is not a huge thing. I don't know anything more about it other than that, but when the backpack comes, they do put a water bladder sleeve inside of the pack. I should have mentioned that as well. I cut mine out. I don't use a water bladder. I don't believe in it. It's just trouble and chance of spilling water inside of your backpack, whatever. So I just cut the sleeves out. But there is a tag on that sleeve that says, I believe it says, born in Texas, made in Vietnam. So they're not made in the United States, which is, you know, for me, that's kind of a downside. I would very much like to have a pack that's made from a cottage company in the US, so I may be looking into something like that in the future. Another thing that would be great for this pack, if it were waterproof, I mean, obviously it's not made out of a waterproof fabric, and it's not intended to be waterproof, but if it was, or at least highly water resistant, that would be fantastic. I do use a compactor bag inside of the pack, put everything inside of it and roll it down, and that works just fine. I've been doing that for years and I've never had an issue. But it would be great if it was waterproof. Let's see, what are some other downsides to this pack? I think that's probably it, really. Yeah, it's a pretty great pack. I mean, for $160 for what you get, it's an amazing pack. Now, who is this backpack for? Like I said, someone that's 6'2" and under. I also think you probably need to be in that ultralight realm with your gear. You probably need to be right around 10-pound base weight, maybe slightly over. And certainly have very packable gear, because you are working with a 36-liter pack. And when you get to the point where you're going to want to use a pack this size, in my opinion at least, and it's just my opinion, if you're trying to go with an ultralight backpack and you've got this really small volume and then you're lashing things all over the outside of the pack, then it kind of defeats the purpose. You might as well just stay with a bigger pack. So if all of your gear fit into this thing, or all of it except for maybe just your sleeping pad or something that's a little bit more bulky, then this is definitely a great pack for you. And especially if you're thinking about going ultralight at the price point, the quality you're getting, you can order the pack and you'll have it in like 4 or 5 days. That's another thing that's pretty cool. I do use a LiteAF Fanny pack with this backpack because I don't use a hip belt. This doesn't attach to the pack in any way. I just wear it like a regular fanny pack, just like that. And this system works super awesome for me. I keep my phone, which is also my camera, which I'm using right now. I keep my phone, a really small, like $6 tripod from Amazon, in here, and a couple of other very small items. And that's pretty much it. But that way it's right here and I can just pull it right out. It fits right into this pocket, which is super cool. And that is it. So if I didn't cover something that you're interested in or a question you have about the Kumo, drop it into the comments and I will certainly do my best to answer any questions that you have. I'm not telling you to go out and buy this backpack, but I hope that I kind of narrowed it down for you and maybe it'll give you an idea if it's going to work or not work for you. So that's it. I am going to do a video as well where I'm going to drag all of my gear out of this thing. This is my summer kit. So this is, I'm in the southeast, primarily hiking around the AT and North Carolina, Virginia, a little bit South Carolina, Tennessee. So fair amount of rain, temperatures maybe into the upper 40s for this kit. So I'm going to pull all that out and make another video. So subscribe to the channel, check it out. I'll have it out next week, and I will see you next time. Happy hiking.